MailChimp users, we've got a real treat in store for you guys. You've been asking for it, and now we finally delivered. You can now add MailChimp tags in your Thrive Themes product. So let's talk about that. Hi, my name's David from Thrive Themes, and yes, you've heard me say this correctly, you can now add tags from MailChimp in Thrive Themes. Now in this video, I'm going to show you first of all how these tags work on a Thrive Leads opt-in form. Then second of all, I'm going to show you how they work on a quiz. So basically how you can assign these tags on the answers that the visitor will give you on a quiz in Thrive Quiz Builder. And last but not least, I'm going to show you how they are assigned to your subscribers on your actual mailing list in MailChimp. Now, before I go on, remember that you need to set up an API connection with MailChimp on your website in order for this to work, right? So on this page, you can set up the API connection. If you're not really familiar with the process, I made a tutorial about this, and you can find the link for that tutorial in the description of this video. But after you've set that up, the connection will be available and it will show up on this page in the Thrive dashboard. Now here we are in Thrive Leads, and this is one of our newest templates. As you can see, a gorgeous looking opt-in form, and I've only tweaked it a bit in order for it to be something about phishing. Now I'm not really sure why I chose this theme for this video, the phishing theme, but we're just going to go along with it. Now, in order to add tags on this particular opt-in form, here's what you need to do. You need to select the actual lead generation element, then go to connect form to service. Now, the MailChimp connection is done, so we can simply select MailChimp from here. Now, on the second step, which is called set connection details, you can determine where on your MailChimp platform you want to send the visitor that signs up on this opt-in form. So first of all, choose the mailing list. We only have this one. Choose the grouping, right? In this case, we'll choose this particular grouping. Choose a group, right? We'll choose beginner, say that this is, targeted towards beginning fishermen. I don't know the term. Yeah. And, last but not least, you can add tags. So say that we have multiple opt-in forms and we want to keep track of, from which opt-in form the visitor has signed up and has arrived on our MailChimp mailing list. So we're going to add, fishing beginner opt-in form 3, right? Say this is opt-in form number 3, whatever, who keeps track, I don't know. And if you want to add this basically is one single tag, right? Because in order to add more than one tag, you need to add commas. So, another tag would be something like 10 tips, because this is what we wrote on the opt-in form, right? So for now, I'm going to click on continue. And on this step, you can determine what fields you want to display on the opt-in form. So for now, we're just going to leave the email field. I'm going to go next. And on this last step, you can determine what happens after the visitor has subscribed, what happens to the form. And in Thrive Leads, you have this cool feature, which is called switch state. So basically on the same opt-in form, without reloading the page or whatever, you can display some sort of a thank you message or maybe some sort of a promotional message after the visitor has signed up on the opt-in form. So really cool feature that we have in Thrive Leads. Now, for the moment, we don't have multiple states on this opt-in form because this is just an example, and we're simply going to click on reload page. And there you go. The opt-in form is set up, and every visitor that will sign up on this one will be sent to those locations that we have just set up, and they will be listed in your mailing list in MailChimp. All right, now we're in Thrive Quiz Builder, and we are actually inside quiz, and we're going to go straight to questions to see how we can tag the answers. So click on manage here. Now, as you can see, I've set up a very simple quiz with a couple of questions, and to see how I assigned these tags, I'm going to go on and edit the first question. So this question basically says, how often do you go fishing? Right, so by this, I want to determine how advanced is the visitor in terms of phishing. So the first answer here says more than 2 times a week. Right, this tells me that this guy is pretty much into phishing. Right, he goes fishing really often, and so I assigned these tags often and phishing, and on the MailChimp platform, I will see this visitor there and he will have these tags assigned. So, I will be able to send him personalized stuff based on, how advanced he is in terms of phishing. Now, you're probably confused a little bit. You're saying that, wait a minute, how will the visitor that will take the quiz get to my MailChimp mailing list? Well, he will have the option to sign up for a free course on the results page, and if he signs up there, then he will also be added to the mailing list of MailChimp. Right now, this is all GDPR compliant. Let me show you how that works. So this is basically the results page. This is the page that the visitor will see after he has finished the quiz. And first of all, he is going to see the results, right? And the results is one of 2 categories. Either he is a fishing amateur or he is a true fisherman, right? So he's going to see this here. And down below here, we have a dynamic content. So if the visitor is a fishing amateur, then I'm going to offer him this free course about 10 fishing tips, that basically appeal to the fisherman that is sort of a beginner, right, an amateur. And on this lead generation form, if he signs up, he will be sent to MailChimp and he will have the tags assigned, letting me know that he is a beginner. So on this lead generation form, if you click on edit real quick here, as you can see, I've set up the grouping and everything, and also set up tags here. And there are basically these 2 tags. And additionally, these tags will be added with the tags that were assigned to the answers that the visitor has given. Does that make sense? Right, so I will have a bunch of tags assigned for this visitor in MailChimp. And if he is a true fisherman, right, he will see this particular content, right? Something more advanced that will appeal to the advanced fisherman. And again, if he signs up on this particular lead generation form, that will only be shown to the advanced users. He will be sent to a different group and he will have different tags. I really hope this makes sense, because this is a really cool feature that we have in Quiz Builder, and you can display personalized content based on their result. Now I'm going to take the quiz real quick and I'm going to show you how this will then be shown in MailChimp with tags and groups and everything. And I'm going to choose the answers that I would normally choose, right? I'm not really experienced in terms of phishing, so rarely, don't really pay attention. I don't use any techniques. So now this is the results page, and as you can see, I'm shown the beginners, the amateur fisherman, I think it was, dynamic content. So I'm going to enter my email address and name, so it can be something, Joe Doe instead of John Doe. I don't know. Doe@email.com. Something dummy. We don't really care about that, and we're gonna subscribe. We're gonna sign up on this opt-in form. Now here we are on the MailChimp platform, and we're currently looking at our mailing list. So this is basically the phishing course mailing list, and here we see all the people that have signed up, and they have been placed in various groupings and various groups. So as you can see here, we have all of these subscribers, and here are the 2 groupings. If you remember, 10 tips phishing course and phishing quiz. So here we have the beginner group, and here is what we're interested in, right? This is our quiz, and this in particular is the participant to the quiz that was me actually just a few seconds ago, right? So we're gonna click on this entry, And as you can see, we have a couple of details here, and we have all of the tags that were assigned to the answers that I have given, right? So this is how you can basically use tags in Quiz Builder and determine how advanced or how much of a beginner a visitor really is, and what exactly can you send him in order to make perfect sense, right? In order to send him something that he really needs. And remember that this everything was GDPR compliant, right? Above the sign up form on the results page, we wrote a little text that says, okay, if you sign up, you're going to get free access to our course, but also, we're going to send you some personalized emails. So that's very important, right? Don't forget about that aspect. And also in MailChimp, you can set up very easy email automations, right? Especially now that you have tags. So for example, we can create a campaign and we can select email your tagged contacts, right? So we're going to select the mailing list, and then basically you can add a trigger, right? You can determine what tags you want to use, right? So I have all of these tags that were entered, right, with the answers, with the quiz participants and all that, and you can basically set this up in MailChimp really easy. Now, that's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it and you didn't find it too technical and too complicated. And, if you're not a MailChimp user, you can go ahead and create a free account and test this tags feature with Thrive Themes as well. And then if you're not a Thrive Themes user, you can go ahead and check out both Thrive Leads and Thrive Quiz Builder in the description of this video, because we've got some amazing features that you definitely need to check out. As I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions or suggestions of what you would like to see in these videos, let us know by leaving a comment below. So I'll see you guys in the next video.